Jerry Moran, Senator, State of Kansas.
Thank you. Thank you. President Callaway and members of the Board of Trustees, the faculty, our family members and graduates, I'm honored to be with you this evening. What may be of most interest to you is that I arrived early and sat in the parking lot with my pen and my speech and started crossing out portions of my speech to make it shorter rather than longer. Thank you very much. It's been nice to be with you. That actually reminds me of the first graduation speech I ever gave as a member of the House of Representatives, Tabor College in Hillsboro, Kansas, and I was brand new as a congressman and had never given a graduation speech before. It was in a hot gymnasium. It was 108 degrees inside, 112 outside, and everyone was, most people were fanning themselves with their programs. And I stood at the podium and said, I see that there's lots of people who are hot in here. The more programs I see that become fans, the briefer I will be, and all 3,000 people began fanning themselves. Unfortunately for you, it's a relatively cool evening, and there aren't many fans, at least at the moment, but if I see them, I'll know what they mean. It's especially a pleasure to be here in Johnson County at this community college. Johnson County is a special place in our state. And it's a community that has recognized the value of education, the importance of work skills, the importance of academic education, and we've seen what's happened in Johnson County over a long history because of the emphasis that the communities of Johnson County have placed on education. And so I'm pleased for my debut appearance as a new member of the United States Senate to be here with the graduates of 2011 at Johnson County Community College. I want to make a couple of thank yous and then give a couple of instructions and then try to be brief. First of all, let me express my gratitude to parents, to spouses and to family members. It's clear to me that this is a special day for those folks as well. And when you have a son or daughter, a husband or wife who graduates from college, it's something that's very special for the entire family. I know if you ask the students today about who's made a difference in their life, not one of them would say, my senator. But my guess is that it is a mom or a dad, and it's something that we should treasure. There is no more important responsibility that we have as parents than to see that our children grow up with the right values, with the opportunities, and that we allow them to pursue the American dream. And I know that the graduates here join me in thanking the parents here tonight for their love and support. Let me also thank the faculty and the staff of Johnson County Community College. This community college is fortunate to have excellent faculty. You saw the videos that were just representations of an entire faculty that cares so strongly about the success, the education, the future of their students. The faculty have much to be proud of, and their pride is exemplified by those of you sitting here tonight as graduates. There is no more important profession, no more noble occupation than that of being an educator. Your decision as faculty members to invest in the lives of young people is an honorable one, and I thank you for it. Graduates, you've worked hard for this day, and for some of you, it's been a long time in coming. Many of you have responsibilities beyond just the classroom. You have jobs and families. I assume some of you will be returning to those full-time responsibilities, and others of you will have made the decision to pursue additional education. Some of you are fulfilling that dream of a family and are first-time college graduates, the first generation of your family to graduate. I was one of those in my family's life, and I congratulate you for that success. I will tell you that addressing a graduating class is one of the most difficult challenges, the tasks that I know of. Every time I have accepted, and it's not very often that I agree to do this, I end up regretting that acceptance up until it's over, and then I feel fine. I have been told not to worry about it because the thing I've been told is that no one is going to pay any attention and no one will remember what you said. And I guess that's comforting to know. I feel a little bit better. But your education here at Johnson County Community College has undoubtedly prepared you well. For more than 4 decades, Johnson County Community College has given thousands of Kansans access to an affordable, high-quality educational opportunity so that people can pursue their dreams. Many of you came here to learn new skills or to get additional training for a new career. This community college has earned a reputation for academic excellence. One program in particular that I've always heard about, and it's gained international attention, is your Culinary and Hospitality Management program. And once again, food will be served where after graduation? I was impressed to learn that Johnson County Community College culinary students earned 6 international gold medals in 2007 and have won the National Junior Chef Culinary Team competition on 3 occasions. One of today's graduates, Carmelita Gilmore, enrolled in the hospitality program when her company downsized, something many people are facing in this country's economy. She had to look for a new job, and while growing up, Carmelita discovered her love for hospitality, and so she decided to turn it into a career. And over the last 2 years, she has not only benefited from her talented instructors, but she has grown personally and professionally. This is what she said: "It's been one of my greatest experiences of my life to be here at this school. There are so many opportunities." Isn't that what education is all about? There are so many opportunities. I congratulate Carmelita on her accomplishment. And you heard from the president. You heard from the president about Maxwell Matite. He was part of the team that participated in the Model UN, and he says that participation strengthened his analytical and critical thinking skills. Maxwell's story is pretty remarkable. He grew up in Kenya. He came to the United States after the tragic passing of his father. He'd heard about Johnson County Community College from a Kansas friend, and he decided to move here and pursue a major in political science in the honors program with the one-day goal of serving in public affairs. I hope you're not competition, Maxwell, but you heard about his academic success and the resulting tremendous scholarship from the Jack Kent Cooke Foundation, and so I too add my congratulations to Maxwell on an amazing achievement for a young boy from Kenya. And now for my instructions to the graduates. There's a road that lays ahead of you, and you have choices to make. And again, I don't live the life in which I have the ability to tell you how you should live your lives, but I do know that you'll face many decisions over the next few years, whether you're starting a new job or continuing additional formal education. And the question that I want to pose is, how do you define success? And some people define success by their resumes. Some people define success by their job title. Some people define success by their salaries. And I would like to suggest that there's a different way of looking at success. In my view, success is not marked by achievements, but by the kind of person you are and the kind of person you will become. So as you enter this new chapter of your life, I challenge you to become a person of character, a person who pursues excellence, and a person who puts others before yourself. First, your commitment to being a person of character. Character in life is shaped by the principles you choose to follow and will stay with you for the rest of your life. I was fortunate to be raised by loving parents who taught me the value of honesty and importance of personal responsibility and integrity. I still remember, nearly 50 years later, about the time as a 7-year-old in which I found pop bottles in my neighbor's backyard And in those days, you could take a pop bottle to the grocery store and get 3 cents per bottle. And I turned it into my grocery store. I cashed in. And somehow my parents found out about it. And at 10 o'clock at night, this 7-year-old boy is knocking on the neighbor's door, returning 18 cents. Those things matter. And I thank my parents for making certain that they taught me that lesson. I hope that it's reassuring to you that you have a senator who still worries about the spending of 18 cents. Unfortunately, things have changed, I suppose, and it's sometimes much more difficult to know what's right, and it's often easier to do something that may not be right. You'll be faced with those difficult choices, and you'll have a test, and your character will be determined. But I believe if you are to live meaningful lives and if we are to have any hope of addressing the problems that confront us today, we must remember that there is a difference between right and wrong. Secondly, I would ask you to commit yourself to excellence. Whatever you do, big or small, do it well. There is a difference between excellence and perfection. Things don't always turn out to be just perfect, and that's okay. Perfection has to do with the end product, and excellence has to do with the process. Becoming a person of excellence means that in every circumstance, you make the most of your God-given talents and abilities. I heard a story once about a recent college graduate who was on his first day at work. And when he walked in that first morning, the manager greeted him with a handshake and gave him a broom and said, "Your first job will be to sweep out the store." The young man had a puzzled look on his face and said, "But I'm a college graduate." The manager replied, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize that. Here, give me the broom and I'll show you how." I imagine that college graduate was humbled by that comment, and I doubt that your first task will be to sweep out the store. But my point is that no matter how small you think the task is, I challenge you to do it to your best ability. By doing so, you'll do it right and well, and you'll earn respect of others. Good things will happen from the task accomplished, and you will have self-respect, and I know that more opportunities will come your way. And finally, I would encourage you to commit yourself to serving others. I'm convinced that success is not measured by what you get out of life, but by what you give back. And we're often told that our country needs great leaders. I believe what we really need are great servants, people who put others first. And clearly, we all come from different backgrounds and have different talents and abilities, but we all have something we can give. In my view, individuals who engage in their churches and schools and communities have the greatest impact and change lives in ways that will not otherwise be done. In my life, the talk is often about what's going on in Washington, D.C. And while I will admit that what happens in our nation's capital is important, I really do believe that we change the world one soul, one person at a time. And if you wait for Washington, D.C. to make the world a better place, it probably won't happen. But you can do it each and every day in your own lives by the way that you engage with your friends, your family, your children, in your churches, schools, and communities. Many of you today have given time back to your community. Thank you. And I know that people in this class have helped with a food pantry for students. They've helped raise scholarship funds for students participating in the Start to Finish program, and I commend them for their service to others. Graduates in life, each of us has a higher calling, and it's not just to make a dollar, but to make a difference. Not just to find happiness, but to fulfill a purpose. No job, regardless of the salary or the perks, can take the place of a life committed to a purpose greater than yourself. Tony Snow, a White House press secretary who lost his life to cancer, told a graduating class shortly before he died, he said this: "To love is to acknowledge that life is not about you." I think that says it so well, and what we need are those who love others more than they love themselves. We've been instructed by that from the very beginning. This world is a large and wonderful place, and this now is your moment to step into it. I hope you'll remember, or I hope that you will at least believe that some of what I said is true, and that true success will not be marked by your salary or your resume, by your achievements, but by the kind of person you become. And so I challenge you to be a person of character, who pursues excellence and who puts other people first. Dwight Eisenhower, our famous Kansan, spoke to a graduating class, and he said, "Sooner or later the day will come when decisions which control the affairs of your community, your nation, and your world must be made by another generation, yours. The nation's future is what you make it, and I have faith in America's young men and women and the future that they will build." I stand here today in Johnson County, Kansas, with that same kind of optimism because of the class of 2011. Clearly, our country faces many challenges, but you are armed with the education of this faculty that they provided and the character bred into you by your family and friends, and we have every right to be hopeful about your lives and your future. We need the chance to change the world, and God has always given us that chance. Congratulations to the class of 2011. God bless you. Thank you.